Project Consol. This project, as it stood when we received this project, it was 8 units, all consisting of 2-bedroom units. Again, this is an 8-unit multifamily building, 1960s construction, 2-story walk-up with a full basement. Now, our client in this case had purchased this building for $1 million, and the current in-place rents were either under $500 or just over $500 with all utilities included. That being said, as you can imagine, this building did not make feasible economical sense. And so our client had reached out to us and had asked us to meet him on site to just take a look at the building, explore the building, and sort of get an understanding of what ideas we might have. And we quickly met with our client, met on site, and looked at the entire building, understood basically the dynamics of the entire building, what he purchased it for, how long he had owned it for, what his current mortgage was, all of the details. We collected all that information, and then we let him know that we could strategize and put together a proposal on how we felt that we could A, maximize the investment, B, improve the building value, C, reduce the expenses, and last but not least, recoup his investment to be able to get a better return on investment in this building. And so after putting together an entire proposal, we were approved to proceed with the following. So we first and foremost helped assist with the full financial feasibility of the project. We put together a plan, a 2-phase plan. First phase was to work with the in-place tenants and unfortunately, but also fortunately for our client, evict the current in-place tenants, facilitate an entire construction renovation. This included plumbing upgrades, window upgrades, exterior upgrades, interior upgrades, electrical upgrades, plumbing upgrades, boiler upgrade, pretty well everything. Subject to the actual foundation and concrete construction and then also the walls themselves. And so we had to put together a large, robust budget, and we had to make sure that that also made sense. And so we then looked at what the building's end value would be, meaning what would it appraise for. And so our client had also asked us to do a rental market analysis. So we had also done a whole study on what we felt that the rents could achieve or what the units could achieve in terms of rent once the building was completed. And so again, we had proposed a large plan, and then we had to go back and reverse engineer everything from the budgets to the appraisals to the financing to everything for our client. And then we had to work out a plan for funding all of these renovations with our client as well. And then again, we went back and once we had the approval, we evicted the tenants, we facilitated and managed all of the construction. Again, because we're both investors and we're both consultants and represent our clients, we understand what requirements there are when doing buildings such as this. What are our tenants looking for? What type of finishes are we looking for? And we can reverse engineer everything. And because we're doing everything from property management to leasing to construction to financial feasibility, we know that whenever we move a mechanism or whenever there's a lever that's moved, it affects another area. And so we have full control over every aspect and every element of the building from start to finish. Unlike when you're managing certain components or you have various different consultants in other areas, it's very difficult to communicate with one another and to be able to plan around these different things. And so again, once the construction was completed, we then facilitated a lease-up stage with our client on behalf of our client and more than doubled the rents. And then we were able to then go and refinance. And that was the first phase. The second phase was, I should note that the building was purchased for $1 million. It was renovated for around $500,000. And we increased the building's value to over $1.8 million. Not only that, but then we told our client that there could be a phase 2 approach. And phase 2 involved actually rezoning the property to RMFM, which in that case as consultants again, we discussed with the neighbors around the area. We had conducted research, we spoke to district planners, and we sought approval to actually redevelop this plot of land, which was 3 existing underlying lots, bring them together for one cohesive lot, and then we were then able to rezone it to RMFM, residential multifamily medium, and then we were actually able to renovate, and phase 2 includes adding 3 new dwelling units into the basement of this building. So what that allowed us to do is take a 8-unit and turn it into an 11-unit building. And now our client has more than doubled the building's value and is cash flow positive And we were able to actually return just about 100% of the money that he put into this building back through the refinance. And now he's able to take all that cash and put it wherever he desires, whether it's back into real estate, back into his business, whatever the case is. And so again, our client approached us with a problem. The problem was he had a building that was not financially feasible. It was not producing income. It was in fact losing money. And what he had was a building that really was very difficult to forecast what to do. From renovations to tenant evictions to rent regulations to everything. There were so many components and our client was overwhelmed. And so again, because we're both consultant and investors and we do this day in, day out, we were able to oversee everything and see how every little thing influenced the other and bring it all together into one place, formulate a plan, execute on that plan. We did so flawlessly. And in less than a year, we were able to refinance this building and return 100% of the capital back to our we were able to return all the money that this client put into this building and return it through the refinance. And then he's going to use that to fund phase 2. And he's not going to refinance in phase 2, but he will be in a position where he has a strong amount of equity because the building's value is going to shoot up to about $2.4 to $2.5 million range. The other thing that we did throughout this process was because there was a boiler that was being done, there was electrical being done, there was windows being done, we also are consultants with Efficiency Manitoba. And so we were actually able to get our client back rebates of about $55,000 in free grant money for having done these improvements. And so we were also able to reduce some of the investment and some of the capital improvements that our partner was putting in there. That also helped us reduce the building expenses, which also helped influence the building's value as well. And so again, we're doing so many aspects, so many different things to these buildings to really be able to drastically improve the building, the efficiency, and the performance of the investments that are made into these buildings. And so again, that is phase 1, phase 2, and this is Project Consol. It's quite the complex ordeal, but we were able to solve all of it.